Hello, my name is Ngozi Okondaye, and today we'll be talking about reviewing your tenancy agreement. A tenancy agreement is a contract, and it is important to understand what it talks about and how it affects you. So today I'm going to be pointing out certain things you should look out for in reviewing your tenancy agreement. One of the things you should look out for when reviewing your tenancy agreement are restrictions. Does the tenancy agreement restrict you from doing certain things on the property? For example, does the tenancy agreement state that the property you are about to pay for should be used for purely residential purposes? If a tenancy agreement stipulates that the property is to be used for residential purposes, it is not a bad provision in itself. However, if your intention is to use the property for business, especially where the business is going to be a very busy one, it is important that you negotiate this provision. Again, there could be restrictions in the agreement with respect to pets. On some properties, pets are not allowed. If you have pets or you intend to keep pets, the point of negotiation is the best time to point that out to your would-be landlord. Another thing you should look out for when reviewing a tenancy agreement is the provision as to expiration of the tenancy. What does the tenancy say about renewal? Are you required to give advance notice before the renewal of your tenancy? Have a mental note of the notice period and ensure to adhere to it. Again, what is the consequence of failure to give the requisite notice before renewal? All this you have to put into consideration. It is also important to take note of the security deposits. How will the security deposits paid be applied? Is the security deposit refundable? A security deposit is a payment that is supposed to take care of any damage caused by the tenant at the end of the tenancy period. Now, I usually tell people, agreeing to whether or not to pay security deposit will depend on the state of the property. For example, if you discover that the property you are about to pay for is in a very poor state of repairs and you are willing to do the repairs, I don't think there will be any point to pay caution or security deposit, especially if you are ready to take care of the repairs. However, if you must pay caution fee or security deposits, it is advisable that you take note of the state of the property when you moved in. If possible, make an inventory and take pictures of damaged areas. This is to avoid a situation whereby at the end of your tenancy, your caution fee or security deposit is withheld for repairs that were no fault of yours. Another important factor that you should look out for before signing your tenancy agreement is bills. It is expected that a tenant pays the utility bill for all the services he enjoys on the property. And such utility bills can range from electricity bills to security bills, waste management bills, and so on. However, ensure that the agreement does not bind you to making payments for services enjoyed by either past tenants or even the landlord. Now, how does this happen? A tenancy agreement may stipulate that the tenant shall be responsible for paying all utility bills, existing and future utility bills. Now, a provision like that should either be amended or expunged. You should only take responsibility for utility bills that you enjoy while staying on the property. In fact, before you commit to the payment for any property, ensure that the property is free from all forms of unsettled bills. Trust me, you don't want to move into an apartment and discover that there is a huge pile up of electricity bills that have been left unpaid. Another important aspect of bills is the issue of land use charges. Now, I've seen this happen a lot of times when reviewing tenancy agreement. Some tenancy agreements will tend to shift the responsibility of paying land use charges on the tenant. This is not appropriate. It is the owner of the property that has the responsibility to make payments of land use charges. Finally, what is the provisions regarding the termination of tenancy? I've come across tenancy agreement which stipulates that the tenancy terminates upon any default whatsoever by the tenant. A provision that purports to terminate a tenancy agreement due to a default by the tenant without recourse to the notice period provided by the law is not a fair term. What I usually do is to insist that recourse is made to the provision of the law with respect to the termination of a tenancy. I know there are instances where a tenant brings up this issue before signing the agreement and the landlord or the agent says to him or her, don't worry, just go ahead and sign the agreement. The provisions will not be enforced. They are just mere formalities. Do not fall for such. Ensure that all the concerns that you raised before signing the tenancy agreement are addressed. This will save you so much stress and money in the long run. So that will be all for today. However, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be so glad to respond to your questions. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Until I come your way again, it's me saying bye.